Alright, so a sad theme that I've been going through for the last couple of weeks, and probably going to be going through for the next couple of months, is new beginnings and an end. My end this week was Imperial. I really like this book. It's from Image. Basically, it's about a guy who has to choose between his friends and family and a girl that has stuck by him even though he's just an idiot, or taking over the powers of like a Superman character, and what's more important. When I started reading this story, I thought that it was going to be just a goofball, taking over as like a Superman, and in the end, that's not what it was. I'm really, really sad, more so than I've been for a lot of series in a long while, to see this one end, and that it was only 4 issues. It was kind of left open-ended, so I'm hoping that they will continue with this story. But, it's Image, so I would highly recommend picking this up in trade. It'll probably be like a $10 trade, get any kind of discount, It'll probably be like a $9, $8.50 trade, and it was just super good. I read American Legends. This was pretty good. It was, kind of following Davy Crockett and this guy that wants to beat him up, as they like make their way through a early 18th century New Orleans, and it was pretty good. Basic subplot is that Lewis and Clark are expanding out west. Jefferson has just gotten the Louisiana Purchase, and there's a lot of people that don't want that to go through, don't want that to happen, want everything to fail. And yeah, there wasn't a whole lot in this issue, but it looks like something that, is going to be good. I mean, Manifest Destiny, when I read the first issue of it, didn't really seem like it was going to be great. And this was even with that. I really liked it. I read Ghost Fleet. This book reminded me of a video game that I used to play called Big Mother Trucker, crossed with Mad Max. There was a lot of good art in this. There wasn't a lot of story, but I think that it'll get somewhere eventually, and I'm willing to stick that out and see where it gets. Ghost Fleet from Dark Horse was really good. I don't know if it was $3.99 good. If it was, it was $2.99 good for sure, but $3.99, I don't know. I read Tooth and Claw. Really liked this book. Really liked how dense it was. Really liked how well imagined the world that was going on was. Sorcery amongst these animal characters. It was really good. It really made me feel for these characters, and I don't normally feel for. I think that most of the time, whenever you do anamorphic, is that what it is? I don't know. Whenever you do animal characters, that it is humorous to me, and this book was not humorous. It was like a serious story. If I listened to this story on, some kind of audio, I would have no idea that these characters were animals. And I thought that that was really ingenious as far as the storytelling went. The art in this was awesome. And 40-something pages for $2.99. If you didn't get Tooth and Claw this week, I don't understand why that is. Because that's just too good a deal to pass up. You can't pass up $2.99 right now for that many pages. That should have been a $5 book, and it wasn't. Way to go, Image. But on the flip side of that, I read Zoo Hunters, which is by who's this by again? Peter Steigerwald, who was a colorist on Witchblade. Um, he writes and draws and colors and does all the work on this book. This book was amazing. I read this after Tooth and Claw, and I honestly believe that I like this book better than I like Tooth and Claw. Basic story of this is that you've got a plague on Earth that has killed a bunch of people. This little boy has been in quarantine, never really had a relationship with his father, loves his mother. His mother dies, and now he has to go out with his father, who is a zoo hunter, who basically he goes around to alien planets and collects things for people, whatever it is that they need. Had a real Serenity vibe to it, and yeah, it was just super good. Everything about it, the coloring, the art, everything on this was freaking amazing. One of my favorite things that I read. My favorite thing that I read, though, was Terrible Lizard. I mean, maybe I'm biased because it's Cullen Bunn, and I love Cullen Bunn, but this book was great. I'm also a sucker because of the fact that I love oranges, but the coloring on this was just absolutely freaking amazing. The coloring by Ryan Hill, who hasn't really done any coloring in the past, but it was really good. Anybody out there that has a young kid they would read a book to, I would highly recommend this. It's a Cullen Bunn story, so it's a really well done story, but it's basically about a young teenager, like 10 or 11, that her father works for like some secret black ops thing. Something goes wrong. They transport a T-Rex to current times. The T-Rex sees the little girl and like views her as like a mother figure or something like that, and is really protective. And so now basically she has a T-Rex as a pet, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if it was because of the fact that I read so much dense stuff before that, and this was a little more light. But this book was amazing. Terrible Lizard. It's an Oni Press title. So, you know. But anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. You know, once again, I'm going to really miss Imperial. Anybody out there that didn't read Imperial, I would strongly recommend picking that up whenever it comes out in trade. I'm sure it'll be out pretty soon. And I'm going to get off here and read some comics I've been looking forward to reading.